Don't judge me. Hello and welcome to the Car Chronicles Texas Frightmare edition. We are in Dallas, Texas. We just left this event. We want to fill y'all in on it.
Long story short, we are in pain.
Oh, a lot of walking.
Today, I am Vanna White. This is Pat Saycheck because she is the Texas Frightmare lead. Yeah, we're going to fill you in on Texas Frightmare. It is a horror con here in Dallas, Texas. We are from Houston, Texas. It is a medium drive. No, not medium, because long drive would be across states. So this is a short drive for us. So
3.5 hours for
3.5 to 4 hours, yeah, depending on traffic and construction on that. But anyway, jumping right into it. Take it away.
So anyway, a long time ago, we were at Comicpalooza. I don't even know what year that was.
2017, 2018?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And we met this delightful lady named Shannon. Shout out to you, Shannon. We didn't get to talk to her today, but that's okay. And she told us about a horror con, Texas Frightmare. For everyone who is a fan of ours, you may know I'm the horror girl. He's the sci-fi guy.
Yep.
Okay. So when we talk about nerd rankings, these are my people. Okay. The first year we went was 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Right there, yeah.
And it was amazing. I felt exhilarated and renewed. It was the greatest thing in the world. The Comicpalooza is his thing.
That's my thing. Those are my people.
Texas Frightmare is my thing. Okay. So, of course, unfortunately, 2020 happened. And then last year, we were still kind of like, I think they had it because I think Kane Hodder was here.
I think they did, yeah.
But we did not attend. No. We opted to not do that. So this is our first year back. We're super excited. I follow everything Texas Frightmare up to the minute. Everything, people post everything. So when we go to Comicpalooza, he's the one that buys all the stuff. He's normally like
in debt when I leave.
Yeah. But this event is my event, okay? And I have horror shelves. So if anybody wants to donate anything, I'm available. But
be specific. Don't just donate random shit.
Yeah, no trash.
Her favorite is Nightmare on Elm Street. She has a Evil Dead shelf, a Hellraiser shelf, coming soon, a Friday the 13th shelf.
I already have the Friday the 13th
shelf. If you want to get her started, you can do a Halloween shelf.
Yeah.
So or even a Texas Chainsaw shelf.
Yep.
So like think like 80s and 70s slashers.
Yes.
There you go. That's her genre in the horror. I'm more sci-fi horror. So aliens.
I do have a sci-fi shelf though.
You do. What's the movie with Sam Neill?
In the Mouth of Madness?
The other one on the spaceship.
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon. I'm mostly into like the older horrors, so the older monster movies.
He likes the black and white shit.
I like the black and white horror films, the original Thing. I love The Thing.
Yes,
love The Thing. But yeah, or even my favorite genre by far. As you can see, it says monsters. It's got Godzilla on the front.
He loves creature features.
I love creature features. Those are my genres.
I love slashers, supernatural. I don't mind sci-fi because The Thing is great. Sci-fi horror, monster, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm not as big of a fan of monster, but I'll watch it. There's very few genres under horror that I don't like. I'll give it a chance. I am one of those people. I will watch it, and even if it sucks, I'll be like, that really sucked. But I watched it though. So anyway, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors is my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street film. It always has been. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's old. Hello. So I have two favorite Dream Warriors. I have Kincaid and Joey. Kincaid is the only black person, and Joey is deaf. They are the only two Dream Warriors, spoiler alert, that make it to the next film. Okay. So my goal this year was to get autographs for them on my actual poster that I left at home.
And the way that went about is I picked her up. We were about an hour outside of Houston when it suddenly popped in her head. She remembered. So
yeah, it's like, on my horror shelf. I have the glove. I have all kinds of stuff, and it's still sitting there. So I was like, that's okay. Because when I had the honor of getting Mr. Tom Savini's autograph and taking pictures with him, he took pictures with my phone. He's amazing. Anyway, he had stuff on his desk, on his table to autograph. So I was like, well, I guess. So,
which I just had a thought. If you can get to meet Robert England again, you should take the glove and get him to sign it.
I agree. I agree. We didn't get to see him today, which was very sad.
Like the last time we went, where he was there. Yeah.
He was sitting out.
He was sitting out, like on the main floor, where all the other actors and actresses were. This time, I guess they realized because that line he had then was insane.
We didn't even know what was happening. We were like, "What is this?" And they're like, "We're riding for Robert England." And it was like, "Oh damn!"
And it was around the hall, outside the door, and then down the hallway. And so it was like they love him. And this time they were like, you know what? We ain't having that this year. They put him in a separate room.
Hey, was he in that room where those people were? We asked what those people were doing, and they were like, "We're waiting on the whatever room." Was he in that room?
See, he was in the ambassador room, which when I looked at the map, wasn't even on like the same. It wasn't in our immediate area. So they had him away, and so apparently that line was crazy because Matthew Lillard was there. I would have loved to got to see him, but just couldn't this year.
He's hot.
He played Stu in the original Scream movie. But he's most well known as playing Shaggy in the live action Scooby-Doo's. I love Scooby-Doo. It's one of my favorite all-time cartoons, top 3 easily. But and he is Shaggy, period, point blank. Casey Kasem was Shaggy since the show started up until the live action version, live action movie, and Matthew Lillard took that over. And so, but
he was actually, that's where Robert England was last time. Where he is.
Yes. Yeah. Because like where Matthew Lillard was, to his right was Jamie Kennedy and his Keith Ulrich. When we were there last time, that's where the Raimis were in the middle. Oh, yeah, right. And then Ash William, aka
Bruce Campbell. I thought about us seeing him and we were like, oh my God.
He was in the corner. And here's the thing about that year. Bruce Campbell was up walking around with the people.
Just like he was like right here. We were like, oh my God.
He walked right by us. We were like, wait, what? What happened? But oh man, like it was great.
Like, they had it organized a little differently this year. And I don't know if it was like that last year, but Tom Savini was roughly in the same place.
He was.
But they had it kind of backwards, and I don't think there was a person back there where Lance Henriksen was last year. The last time we came, because that porn lady, Jenna Jameson, she was right there where Brad Dourif from Chucky.
Yeah,
she
Brad
was right there.
Yeah, Jenna Jameson was where Brad Dourif was. I remember Elvira was there, and she was in another corner.
Yeah, they had it set up a little differently, which I don't know if it was the same amount of celebrities there. I'm unsure. I guess because you had 2 kind of headliner films. There was Scream and there was Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Which they had Neve Campbell there, and she looked gorgeous.
She looked extremely beautiful.
Oh man!
And her line was long as shit.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, those people been laying outside for hours.
Like she is barely aged from the original Scream. Yeah. She looked good.
She did. Shout out to Brooke Bundy with her head cut off. So
she was there too.
So this gentleman feels that I should not remember people's death in a film.
Here's the thing. Everybody who watches a horror movie, or even the ones from back then, you know the actors. I'm sure, and I haven't talked to any of them. I don't know. I just wouldn't want to be reminded. Like if I have not worked since this movie, or I haven't done much since this movie, because we know it's hard to make it out of a horror movie and get another career going. But I just wouldn't want to be reminded, oh my God, remember when you got your head cut off here and you was like, I love it.
And my view is this, for me to remember you, It doesn't matter what part. I mean, hey, someone remembers you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know all the deaths of each of the Dream Warriors, okay? And I will say, like, welcome to primetime, bitch. I don't know her name. Like, I don't know her name. I just know welcome to primetime, bitch. You had the most iconic death almost in all of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, other than Tina's death. So you gonna make it fall. So
edit that out, Scoop.
Right. But like you had an iconic death. Why would you be ashamed of your iconic death? Literally, welcome to primetime, bitch. There were people dressed like that. They were literally dressed like that in her death. Not the fuck about nothing else with her character. No one remembers anything about her character. They just remember, welcome to primetime, bitch. Freddy turned into a fucking TV. Like, who turns into a TV and rams your head into it? He had antennas out of his head. No one cares about the rest of your story, boo. Yeah, I want to be an actress. Like, I remember, that's my favorite film. But, hello? Everybody knows welcome to primetime, bitch. So, I mean, hello, let's be real.
As you can see, she is very passionate.
Very. I know my horror, okay? Like, I am a horror girl to my core. These are my people, okay? So when I'm in there, but he always says, something about the death. I remember they in the movie.
No. Let me tell you what happened, why I said what I said. The first year we went, they had Nightmare on Elm Street people there.
They did.
Heather Langenkamp and people from the first film, just everywhere. And four. And so,
and Brooke,
we were walking around, and every time we passed by it, out loud, I'm like, what? This is rude. Calm down.
It's not rude. It's not rude. First of all, I was very enthusiastic. And to be fair, okay, they had Heather Langenkamp right across from Robert Englund. So these are the stars. These other people were on a separate row by themselves with no line. They're sitting there like this. I don't know why I came here. So for me to walk and be like, oh, that was such and such, and she died, These people are like this. Someone remembers me because Tina had a line.
She did.
And technically Tina wasn't nobody. We just remember that she got slashed across the chest and rolled across the thing. It's not like they had Johnny Depp there. I would fall on the floor.
They could, not in that small space.
No. People would have been laying outside last Thursday. But like, and by the way, for those who don't know, Johnny Depp played Glenn, which was Nancy's boyfriend, in the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
He didn't make it.
Nope, he did not. He turned to
juice. He got dropped into a blender.
Pretty much. So like, I felt that it is perfectly normal to say your recount of that person's character. And to be fair, it's a horror movie. Like, who's remembering people's backstories? Like, oh yeah, you grew up in the forest. Like, nobody remembers that shit. They remember how you died.
Anyway, we're getting on a tangent. So
anyway, I can. This is mine. It's my favorite. So, like I was saying before, I wanted 2 autographs. I wanted Kincaid and I wanted Joey. I cannot remember Joey's name anymore. Kim Sagos is Kincaid. Earlier last year,
yes.
For Halloween last year, there was a pop-up for Horror Film Festival. Shout out to you guys. We love y'all.
Yes. Shout out to Kick Monkey.
Our boy.
Right.
He has been interviewed on here before. He will be interviewed again. And I was not able to make it because I had prior engagement. So he was at that event and I did not get to meet him. And I was very sad by it. However, I was able to redeem myself today. And today I was able to get this lovely autographed photo. Okay. All right. He says, Aaron, I'll see you in hell. Well, because that's what he told Freddie. And Ken Sagos, for those who don't know, was one of the pioneer Black people to make it through the first horror film.
Yes. There's back in that, depending on what year this came out, he might be the first or the second.
I think he was like the second.
The second, because we have to give props. If he's the second, then first has to be old boy from Night of the Demons.
Roger.
Mm-hmm. from Night of the Demons.
Yeah, I think Night of the Demons came out because this is part 3.
Because if there's anybody black that didn't know horror from, they would have to come out from one of my genres in the black and white tip before Night of the Demons or Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Because other than that, you had Childs Make It Out of the Thing in '84, and that was after that? After Dream Warriors?
I don't know. We'd have to look up the exact date. Because I think Night of the Demons was before.
87. So
he was like the third.
So Ken would be the third then. Yeah. So we'd probably have to do a little special on this and talk about the black people that made a lot of horror films. So
we have to do that. And we'll have some special guests on that. We have some other horror aficionados.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Ken Sagoes is amazing. He's really nice. We actually talked about him being a black person making it to the next film, and we were like, yay.
He's like, you know what? I'm like, and he was like, you're right. There's not many of us. I should put that on my plaque. And I was like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah. Because I wanted my autograph on that particular picture. And he was like, look at these posters. He was like, don't tell me you don't have room for it. Okay. But I want this particular picture. I have a poster at home, but this particular picture, when Freddie caught him, like, I was like, that one of all the pictures that were there. But he was super nice, super cool. Unfortunately, Joey wasn't there. I don't know why. I don't know his name.
Oh, I just looked up his name. He was not there today.
What was his name?
It is Rodney Eastman.
Yeah, Rodney Eastman unfortunately wasn't there. We checked the map. Around the corner where he was supposed to be was Brooke Bundy.
Jennifer Rubin wasn't there.
Jennifer Rubin was there.
Taryn.
Yeah, she was there.
You sure?
She was right there next to Ken Sagoes. I looked at her.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ira Hayden.
He was there.
He was there. Bradley Gregg was there.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne was not there.
They didn't say Lawrence Fishburne was going to be there.
They sure didn't.
Cowboy Curtis could not make it.
No, he couldn't. He could not.
But Heather Langenkamp was there.
Penelope Sudrow was there. John Saxon was not there.
He's dead.
Is he?
Yeah, he's gone to the Lord.
Yes, he is.
Don't miss no more people.
It would have been a thing if he had been there.
We would have not stayed very long.
Not at all. Would have walked in, seen him, walked right back out.
Right, that is Nancy's dad.
She'd have grabbed me because I'd have been like, "Oh, look, it's
he did." But the cast that was there looked good, except for
don't stop it. The cast looked good. Edit that out, Scoop.
I didn't say the name. You don't have to edit it out.
There you go. Just cut to us smiling. The cast looked good. There you go.
But yeah, somebody was pushing me while I was trying to see Heather Langenkamp and almost got cussed out.
She was not at her desk when we passed by.
She was sitting right there, and I was trying to tell somebody that's Heather Langenkamp. That was not. She's just old. But there's nothing wrong with that. Right on, Nancy, final girl. So anyway, moving right along. Oh, did get a shirt.
Yes. Don't know the name of the company, but as you can see, I'm wearing the shirt I got at Comic Palooza last year.
We buy from them. We recognize the man with the beard.
And so, yes, the guy with the beard who was the main proprietor at Comic Palooza.
Yeah.
Like, you show your shirt first if you didn't already. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the movie poster.
Oh.
And so I have a Godzilla shirt on with King Ghidorah and, as she calls him, King and Godzilla. I got another Godzilla shirt.
But this one has Mothra.
Mothra and Godzilla. One of the only monsters able to kill him solo.
I just want to touch Mothra because I like butterflies.
And then I got a second shirt with one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
And who pointed it out?
She did. So this one is
Evil Dead 2,
Dead by Dawn. So I love Evil Dead 2, best one in the franchise. She disagrees.
Evil Dead 1 was the best one in the franchise. I actually watched it again the other night. I know it word for word.
So, but yes, we also got some pins because we spoke to a lovely, a dope. I got Jack Skellington.
I was like, bring it up again.
And she got the spine tail of a xenomorph. And so, a retired Marine Corps soldier.
Awesome
he was
guy.
there. Very awesome dude. Yeah. Spoke to him for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, after we saw Lance Henriksen.
After we saw Lance Henriksen.
We were able to walk like right up to the table.
Yeah, and
I got this for Bishop.
And we spoke to him for a while and how he volunteers for this program that helps like soldiers who are coming back out of war or leaving service and having mental problems and helping them get settled, and also help homeless people like with stuff they need and so on. Yeah. So we donated a bit. We donated, yeah. And he was real dope to talk to.
Really, really nice.
And they share something in common because like he was like, I like these people except the fucking clowns.
And I was like,
that was verbatim what he said.
Exactly what he said.
Also saying, he's like, Halloween, you could dress up as any fucking thing you want. I'll eat your candy, shake your hand. If you walk up to my house dressed as a clown, I'm gonna meet you with my bat.
No, I was like, I like you. Yes.
I was laughing so hard because he was like, those fuckers are scary. There's real people in there. And clowns are real. I'm like, and
I was like, he understands. Yeah,
because they fear clowns. I do not.
And the evil clown, they didn't bother me this time, and the extra large ones weren't there.
No, the extra large and the evil clowns were not there this year because the year we went, the first year,
the evil ones were there.
It
was only two of them.
Not the whole crew.
No, not the whole crew. Just those two.
Just those two.
Thank
the
God.
Short one and the medium.
Thank you.
But there's like three or four large ones. But the first year we went there, because I'm 6 foot even. Those clowns are about 6'7", 6'8", the large ones, and there's like 3 or 4 of them, and their makeup is insane. But the first year we went, she got me a autograph and picture section with Tim Curry, the great one, Tim Curry. And while we were waiting in line, which was very long,
like 4 hours,
4.5 hours or so, waiting in line just so I get my picture with it. We were by the elevators. We had been in there we had been in line like an hour already. And she has her back to the elevators. I'm looking at her. We were talking about something. And I see them get off the elevators. I look over her shoulder and I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, oh shit. And like 4 of them just got off the elevator. And I looked her dead in the face. Aaron, don't turn around.
And I generally don't trust him, but the look on his face, I was like,
because I was dead serious.
He was.
And normally I'm a troll. I will let shit ride, just enjoy the chaos that happens. I was like, don't turn around, because we had a prior experience that same year at Comicpalooza. We were there walking around, and those clowns were there. They normally have a booth set up at Comicpalooza to advertise their haunted house and so on. We were walking down a road, and they were just walking in another direction. I turned to her to say, and she is gone. I didn't see which direction she ran. This was pre-pandemic crowded Comicpalooza.
Gone.
She was gone. It took me about 5 minutes to find her. Yep. But anyway, so I was like, don't turn around.
I closed my eyes.
The clowns heard me. So the biggest one walks right up behind her, doesn't touch her, just leans over her head like this, just, yeah, Aaron, don't turn around.
And I was just like this.
She's like, I'm not turning around.
Eyes closed.
And he's like, why won't you turn around? And then the second comes up on the other side. Yeah, turn around, Sarah. And I'm just sitting there like, don't do it.
I would never. First of all, let's be clear. I've seen more horror movies than the average person. I would never turn around. You gonna have to stab me because I'm not moving. My eyes are closed and I'm thinking of butterflies. Get the fuck. Never.
And after like a good 1.5 to 2 minutes, I'm just like fucking with her. They were like, we go leave you alone. They went to their regular voices and they were like,
eyes still closed,
they
y'all.
were like, thank you for being good sports. And she just kept a closed eye, straight face looking at me. And I'm just like, and I'm like, thank you guys, because I'm fine. So,
are they gone?
And then like she's like, oh, they gone. And I'm like, just wait. And I'm watching them leave and disappear to the crowd. I'm like, all right, they gone now.
So just so y'all know, Iran is no fool.
She don't play about no clowns.
Nope, I don't like clowns. They do not please me.
Whether they from outer space, from the sewers in Derry, or from the circus at Barnum and Bailey.
Leave me alone.
Just leave her alone. But anyway.
So, so as we were walking around, I was looking for the full moon table because full moon is, I've always loved Puppet Master. Always. Like Puppet Master's always been my favorite. So is Dolls. It is a horrible movie, but it is great. I own all of these movies on film. Like I have the gingerbread people, I have the bong one. I got the set, but I gave away the Killjoy ones with the clowns.
Just so y'all know, it's Puppet Master by Charles Band. So this is him, Full Moon Freak Show. He has a podcast, and he has a streaming service for the movies by Full Moon. So it's coming in 2022. And like, as you can see, it's got Piranha Women, Evil Bong, Blood Rise, Subspecies, Baby Oopsie, the series, Dr. Death, Puppet Master, Attack of the 50-Foot Cam Girl. And it's like, he has his own streaming service for these movies. It's very cheap. He had a deal going at the booth.
Yeah.
Pay $59. That is for
year.
1 year of the streaming service.
Yeah.
And he would give you any eight Blu-ray and DVD movies from the table, and they had quite an extensive collection.
All wrapped around, like lots and lots.
Like it was like 3 full-length tables covered in Blu-rays and DVDs.
Yeah.
So they got some good stuff. If you like B and C level horror, even some D level horror, there was some good stuff there.
So I did get some things from them because I love Full Moon. Me and my granny used to watch Subspecies together and love it. It's a vampire. I think there's 5 of them.
Yeah, that's 5 right there.
Okay. I think there's like 5 of them. But anyway, so I got this in memory of my grandmother. This is a mask of Radu. He is the main character. Pretty awesome. He's a mean ass vampire. Oh, and every time he opens his mouth to talk, blood just is flowing out. Like, I'm like, your mouth is gross, bro. Like, what's happening? But anyway, so unfortunately, we passed by them the first time and I was paying attention, but I wasn't paying attention. I was overwhelmed and overstimulated. So I did get a Puppet Master bauble. This one is Torch. If you watch Puppet Master, he is introduced in the 2nd film, I believe. I wanted Blade, the Jack the Ripper one, but they ran out. So that's my fault. But
I would have gotten the Leech Lady.
They didn't have her.
I know.
I was really sad. I like the Leech Lady too. But here's the box. I'm sure on somebody's website I can find Blade. But that's the box. And I'm really excited because I really do love Puppet Master and I love full moon things. I have begun collecting magnets. Horror movie magnets for my refrigerator. So unfortunately, all of the magnets that we saw were ones that I already had, except for there was one that was something I think that you watched.
Yeah, it was like they had like the table. We found one table that had magnets, and they only had like 6.
Yeah,
and
they had like 5 of those 6.
And so, and one of them was for one I watched, and it was not for something I would love or even buy the magnet for. Like I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, I saw that and I like it, but I wouldn't buy the magnet for it. Like, like I did Alien or the Goonies or something like that.
Exactly.
But anyway, so we thought this was a magnet when we found this booth. It's actually a pin, a giant pin of Demon Knight.
Now, leave me alone, Scoot. For all who know me, I am obsessed with Billy Zane. I love him with all my heart. I'm like, I love you, Billy Zane. Found out he was at a Texas Frightmare, and I missed it, and I'm depressed about it. And he was supposed to be at Comic Palooza in 2020 and it got canceled because of the pandemic.
Correct.
So he has escaped me. I think he's gonna be at Monsterpalooza. No, what is it? Monsterpalooza?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, I won't be there. But this is a button that I'm going to turn into a magnet for my refrigerator. Demon Knight is a Tales from the Crypt film. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Billy Zane plays a demon.
Oh, black person survives that movie.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Correct.
She sure does. And yeah, that movie.
Another black person in there. Pounder is in there.
She does not survive.
She does not. She gets her arm sliced, bitten.
That wasn't what killed her though. She sacrificed herself for everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Pounder. She does not like it when I just sound out her name because it is CCH Pounder, but I just go like the Jason sound.
But and of course there is the black man at the end who is the newest demon.
That is correct.
But we don't know who the fuck that is.
You don't remember that part.
Yeah, I think there was supposed to be like another Demon Knight to pick up where that one left off, but I guess it never really happened, which is fine. I love this one. I think it's great. Plus Billy Zane is in it. Shout out to Billy Zane. I love you if you've ever watched. Okay, I'm okay. So that's the only thing close to a magnet that I got. But I did get a great find.
Yes.
Now.
Find of the day.
Yes. As we have stated, he likes
Evil Dead. I love creature.
Which one? Which one?
2 is my ranking is 2 is the best one. First one after that. TV show after that. Reboot, remake after that. Third movie is at the very bottom.
Is there a fourth one?
No.
I thought there was one after he goes to.
No, because remember after when he gets sent to the medieval times, he gets sent back, and then the demons, basically the demons have taken over. They never made a movie after that until the reboot. And the show. And the show has 3 seasons. I own all 3, and it's
the show is really good.
It is very good.
Okay, so I'm going to show these things to you one at a time because they are not attached to this. But I happen to be walking by, and people are so awesome. There's this beautiful Evil Dead placard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it sits down. This is some type of wood, and these are sitting up off of it. Okay, as you can see, it's painted. There's the hand, and sitting on top of this grand thing is the Necronomicon.
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh my God. Why couldn't I have this when the
And just so y'all know, if you have not seen any of the Evil Dead films, the Necronomicon is the book that summons the demons and has all the spells.
This is the Book of the Dead.
The Book of the Dead. The lore is it was written by ancient sorcerers who were communing with the demons of hell, and it's bound in human skin, written in human blood. And so, if you even read a couple words out of this book, the demons come for your ass.
They do,
and
it's
they
in
come
Latin.
Relentlessly.
And there's mean pictures in it.
If they possess you, it's the only way you are getting out of it is essentially you die.
Dead-eye.
That's it. There's no saving you.
And as you can see from this mean face, the book has a personality. It screams.
The book screams and drinks blood and has a
It actually has a tongue, remember?
It does have a tongue because it is an ornery, thorny book.
It is very angry. And these lovely items
are 2 Kandarian daggers. They're both the same dagger, just different size, different color, because there's only one in the lore of the stories. But
the size difference is here.
Yes. So
that goes on top.
Because see, the thing about Deadites is you can dismember them and they'll still keep coming. But if you stab them with a Kandarian dagger, they die instantly. They get sent back to hell.
And this beautiful face bleeds the blood.
Yes.
When you stab it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a gentleman, we suck, because we did not get his card. I was overwhelmed with joy when I saw this and I could not focus. So therefore, we did not get the card.
We did.
But he has several Evil Dead. He had Hellraiser.
He did.
He had the box was sitting there, which was dope as shit. I was like, oh. But if we're talking about my favorite, Evil Dead 1 is my favorite. So I love Hellraiser. I have a Hellraiser show. But how can I pass up not only the Necronomicon, but 2
Kandarian daggers.
I always say it wrong. Kandarian daggers. Like, seriously? This is well done, well crafted. I cannot wait to add it to my collection at home. Like, I was just so excited. I was jumping.
Yeah. And just another little note about the series. The first one and the reboot from 2013 are the only ones that are serious.
Yeah.
The only ones. Like, when I mean serious, I mean like traditional horror. People are dying. Everybody's scared. Fuck, like, there's fuck shit going on.
Yeah.
2, 3, and the show basically are horror comedies.
Yeah. But 2 is like a weird. 2 is like if they rebooted 1, but kind of made it a comedy instead of the seriousness.
2 is weird. They it's like they, like she said, they rebooted, but also remade at the same time.
Yeah.
But also it's a sequel-ish to the first film,
it's so weird.
But it follows the same story. Ash, played by Bruce Campbell, his girlfriend Linda, his sister, and her boyfriend
Cheryl
go to the cabin to just party and hang out. One of them finds the book, reads from it, and the demons come from them. They all die off in the first one, except Ash. He gets chased through the woods until it ends. Second one is the same story.
Yeah.
His girlfriend, Linda, sister Cheryl, her boyfriend go to the cabin.
You're missing a person.
No. Remember, they didn't come till later.
No, in the first one, there's Ash, there's Linda. Cheryl was by herself. Then there was the other chick, and then Scotty.
That is correct. There was always a fifth person.
Yeah. Cheryl was a loner and weird, which is why she got what she had.
Yeah. And in the second one, probably the most infamous thing from this show in the movies is the tree
assault.
We'll say that.
Yeah.
In the second one, it picks up immediately, almost, and shit just starts going crazy. Yeah. And it follows the same things. They get locked. One of them gets locked in the thing. They torture Ash. He starts seeing shit, and because his hand gets infected, he cuts it off with a chainsaw, attaches that chainsaw to his hand, and then proceeds to like kill his sister and everybody. And then he gets knocked out some kind of way, and other people show up to this cabin while he's knocked out in the basement. Another girl, her hillbilly boyfriend, and then another girl. And it gets crazy. Like his hand just starts fighting him and becomes a giant clone of him. It's crawling around like thing. And it pulls his face a lot. And it can drag him. He fights his hand and he loses.
I don't know. Like, I guess I feel like if that was a Guillermo del Toro movie, it would have just been him dying the whole time and he was hallucinating.
Right.
Because it's so weird.
It is
like,
weird.
I want to ask the Raimi brothers, hey, how y'all doing? Hey, what is this? What were your thoughts? Like, tell us from your perspective what Ash was doing.
The third one makes even less sense. At the end of the sequel, he and the girl get pulled through a wormhole. One of the girls that came after.
Yeah.
And then they end up in medieval times where this kingdom is fighting an army of the Deadites. And somehow this is just missed history. And like he goes there and he goes there and immediately takes over because he has a chainsaw hand and a double-barrel shotgun.
And he's like the king?
Yes, he becomes the king because this is my boomstick, as he most famously
and
proclaimed.
We love Bruce Campbell.
We love Bruce Campbell. Like, he is always a treasure in whatever movie he's in.
Yes.
But yeah, it is a great series.
It is.
It is a great series.
I mean, I'm not fond of the third. I watched the second one because I just really like to see Linda dancing naked in the forest with her head rolling back and forth on her arms. I don't know why. I just enjoy that part. I'm like, look at Linda, but
or like when the Deadites possess people and they start talking to the humans, they will fire your ass up.
Yeah. I like the elk. Remember it was talking?
Oh, the elk. In the sequel, when Ash is seeing shit after cutting his arm off, the house starts getting possessed and shit starts moving and attacking him. There was a elk head on the wall. Didn't move through the whole movie, looks normal, but it got possessed by Deadite, and it started cracking his head and started looking at him,
and his eyes turned white.
Was like, the fuck? And the elk just started laughing. It's all like, well, you gotta get it.
It's so weird.
It's weird.
So weird. And it's, again, I will watch that one over the third one, because the third one I was like, what the fuck is this? You know, I wasn't into horror comedy back then, and I feel like it wasn't on the She's Still So level of Shaun of the Dead.
I don't, you know, like, from what I remember, I don't think you got into horror comedy until Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of good horror comedies between.
Is Dead Alive considered a horror comedy?
Yeah, it is.
I actually like Dead Alive. And actually, House. Remember he kills his girl and she turns fat and then her hand is everywhere and he's like, oh, and he's kicking her hand out of the way. Like, that was kind of funny.
House 2 would be also.
Yeah, and I like House.
Slither. I mean, when you walk into an old barn in the middle of the woods and that big bitch was just straddled up in there eating whatever she could, dead raccoons, possums, and they were like, just hand me that half possum there. And she's like, I'm so starving. And the mayor was in there and he was like,
so hungry.
What happened to that bitch?
Right? Yeah.
Come on.
Okay. Yeah. I think that. It's a sci-fi monster comedy.
Sci-fi, yeah. It is. Oh, man.
So there are some comedies that I like. I just didn't like Evil Dead 3.
The British ones are the best.
And I think, I was telling him before, I think it's because the first one was serious.
Very.
And then the second one was kind of like, I don't know if this is a acid trip. Like, is he dying of an infection? Like, what's happening? And the third one was so outlandish. It was kind of ridiculous. Like, I'm used to, like, if the movie is funny, it's funny, but not like a series that turns from serious to.
To put it plainly, the second one and the third one were experiments. The first. Oh, that's a motorcycle. I thought it was a wolf.
I was like, they don't see it on the screen.
But anyway, the first one is iconic for its time, because when it came out, any kind of like horror situation where they refer to the cabin in the woods, not even just mentioning that horror comedy, which is just amazing.
It's great.
One of my favorite all time.
Top 5.
But when they mentioned the cabin in the woods, this was the first film to start. This was the film that started that trope, where like they go to some secluded cabin house somewhere in the woods and bad shit happens to people.
Right.
This is the first movie. The first Evil Dead was the first movie to do that, and like
it was a setup.
It was a setup from the start, because it was like, but that reboot though. 2013. It is 9 years old. I am still upset that there's no sequel to that.
Right?
Because if we are getting on if they ever get like another Evil Dead crew together, I'm gonna get the Raimis and Bruce's pictures and autographs.
Yeah.
But that movie, there was an Ashley Williams, because that's in the original movies, his name is not Ash, it's Ashley, but he goes by Ash. He was in this reboot, but he was not the main character.
Right.
Because in the original, you didn't know who the main character was until he started dying.
Right.
So, because everybody was getting equal speaking and screen time. This one, he was the boyfriend of the main character, and they were going up there not to party, but to detox this girl, because she had been on hard drugs and they were like, she was just suffering. But the movie starts with this dad has his daughter tied up spoiler alert, tied up on a pole, and she is begging for her life.
Yeah.
Crying.
And you're like,
begging.
Hey, he's a mean guy.
And you're like, the fuck is going on with this guy? And it shows dead people all around her, and they're just staring at her and him. And he starts reading from the Bible, and she's like, Daddy, please. And then like he's reading and her head dips and comes back up, and she's a deadite. And she's like, He's like, you're gonna burn with us.
Yeah, and she cussed him out.
She cussed him out, talking about your wife is down here with us.
Right, you're like, damn, what? That's why you tied up, because you don't have no respect.
No respect. And he's just crying. He has a double barrel shotgun. He talking about, I love you, baby. And he just blasts her head into him.
And you go, what movie is this?
This is in the first 5 minutes.
Yes. So you go, this is what I came for.
This is what we're here, because that was a big thing. We were like, people that love Evil Dead, we were hesitant.
Shout out Terrell.
We were hesitant about this film.
Yeah.
Because they were like, we know what you've done. Because this was before the show. This was like after the first 3 movies. We know this was going to, like, we didn't know if this was going to be another comedy.
Right.
Or if it was going to be serious like the first one.
Right.
And the fan base was kind of split.
Not me.
Like,
I was like,
some wanted the serious, some wanted the comedy.
Some wanted the comedy.
I didn't care which one I got because I loved them all. But we got, and it was
so good.
Oh, it was
so bloody.
Oh, there was some bloody and horrible deaths in that one. Oh, but it was filled with, when she put that chainsaw in her chest. Oh my goodness, it was great.
It is great.
And it ends like at the end credit scene. It shows Bruce Campbell talking about and he's in like a silhouette, and it shows his face talking about, I guess it's time, and he's like groovy.
And we love you, Bruce. We love you, Bruce.
And there was never a sequel to that movie.
That's what they say. Don't be mad at me.
Any movie that takes 9 years to make.
But listen, how long do we have to wait for that reboot?
That's true. But anyway, but in
the
that
Raimi
time,
brothers do what they want to do.
We got the show, which takes place after the 3rd film, and it is amazing.
And it's funny as fuck.
It's funny, but it is serious as fuck too.
Yeah, so it's good. It's really, really good.
Oh,
yeah. And I mean, honestly, that was like one of the best things. Just looking at the Raimi brothers, and then Bruce Campbell walks up, and they're like, "Oh my God! Like, what? Am I here?" Like, that was really great. So if they do come back, maybe I can get them to find.
Sure. Hey, maybe you can find a way to like get those items pinned down to that board to where they don't move.
Well, the thing is, I know I could, but if I want them to sign it, I need the space.
Yeah, you could work that out.
But like, that was so dope. And I just feel like Texas Frightmare it gives you so much, you know. I mean, when you talk about the horror genre, there are a lot of actors, whether I remember how they died or not, that are just in different horror films, you know. And at this con particularly, they're normally just freaking walking around. They're walking around like regular people. They're talking, you know. They're not totally isolated where you can't just walk by and see them. You know, I love the fact that Comic Palooza is very organized. Yeah. It's just hard sometimes, you know, because you're just like, who's that over there? You know, and I just love the fact that we can walk by Tom Savini's table and he's sitting right there. Yeah. Like, he's sitting there. We literally just stood there like stalkers looking at Lance Henriksen, and he's just having a good time. He's talking. You know,
was chilling.
He was signing autographs and laughing.
He was shaking people's hands.
Yeah.
He was cracking jokes.
And I mean, just a good old time. Like, you just have to be able to appreciate that experience.
Yes.
And that was when we first went, that was my takeaway from that. It was just so nice to just be sitting there. And I think the guy from the Reanimator.
Oh,
Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs.
He like walked right by me. He was like, "Oh, excuse me," and I was like, Jeffrey Combs! Oh my God! And I mean, I'm like, where's your security? But I'm like, I guess the horror people just want to hug him. They don't really want to harm him or anything. Like, it's just so nice. And the cosplay.
We took pictures.
We did.
You will be able to see those on our Instagram at LessThanStealthyNinjas.
Yes.
Some amazing. Some weren't even horror, but the highlight of the show for us is like, you'll see were 2 bird people. Ooh,
the work.
Those costumes look like they took a year or more to make.
Yeah. The detail was beautiful.
The detail was insane.
Even the guy, remember the Marine guy? He was like, "Did y'all see the bird people?"
He was like, "Did you see the bird people?" Like, woo! And it's like
beautiful. And it's hot as shit.
It is hot as shit. It's hot as balls. They got ventilation.
But luckily, Irania
remembered. She got some fans off the TikTok Amazon channels.
So he had a portable fan. I had a fan around my neck, and that kept us pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
There was only like 3 other people that thought to get a fan. Everybody else was just musty, and they were just fanning paper.
It smelled like the barbecue condiment table at your local shop.
And canned soup. But
not even meat was in that soup. It was just vegetables and hope.
But like there was a gentleman there that had a paper mache that he had done of Nancy's house.
Yes.
From Nightmare on Elm Street, and he was having everyone autograph it. Bro, I took a picture of it because I was like, "Can I take a picture of yours?"
There was a lot of good stuff. There was the one that Scoot is scared to hell of from 13 Ghosts. The jackal.
Yeah.
There was a jackal there.
We didn't take a picture of her.
We did.
It was so hot.
She was sitting down and she was resting.
Yeah.
So we just didn't want to bother her.
But the jackal looked great. She really looked great.
Another highlight of the show was the Witch King.
Yeah.
Tall motherfucker.
Like,
just like a good 9.5 feet tall.
He's so hot.
He had the armor, the mask, and the weapon, and he was wearing all black. Yeah. And I know he was hot.
Yeah, and he's 1,000,000 feet tall, so it's hotter up there.
And because he's walking on stilts or platforms, and so he's trying to balance and work. And shout out to you, whoever you are. We took a picture. So
he's so nice.
Right.
Shout out to the man from Nightbreed. Cannot, the doctor. I can't remember his name right now. Xerxes would remember. But man, like he was so nice. He was so polite, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, like he was on his way out. He was like, "Yeah, it's too hot in here."
Yeah, he was like, "I gotta take his mask off." Because for those who've never seen Nightbreed, the doctor wants to be one of the Nightbreed. So he has this pretty much burlap sack mask with a zipper for a mouth and buttons for eyes.
If you've never heard of this movie, it's most famous for having that doctor there, because the doctor. Spoiler alert! I'll give you a few seconds.
Nightbreed from the 80s. If y'all ain't seen it, shame
from the 80s. The doctor is one of the main villains of this movie. He is a serial killer, and he is one of the most terrifying serial killers in horror history. Played by David Cronenberg, who is a renowned horror director. Did he direct that movie? I don't
remember.
But he just
I thought it was
in
Clive Barker.
I think it was Clive Barker's Nightbreed, and Cronenberg was in there.
Yeah.
And if you don't know Cronenberg's work, he did Scanners, and did he do that one with James Woods with the TV and Videodrome?
James Woods and a TV and a video.
Videodrome was the name of the movie.
Oh, that was the name of the movie? I thought you were saying it was the name of the movie.
And it was like shit was coming out of the TV or shit was fucking up with James Woods, but I know he didn't do Lawnmower Man. No. Well, we know he did Scanners.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't know what Scanners is, that's the one with Michael Ironside.
Shout out to him.
And it's about people. Yeah, he's still living. It's about people that can make your head explode with their mind.
Yeah,
and like, oh my goodness.
It's pretty cool.
Crazy movie.
That was one of my grandmother's favorites.
But yeah, so yeah, Nightbreed is good.
It's a great movie, and it has a deeper meaning than just who is really the monster.
If you've seen the movie, I need to know what y'all would do. Just put in the comments what y'all would do if you stumbled upon Bat, because I get chewed out for this. Because if you stumble upon Bat and you look like a moose fetus just laying in the gutter,
your mom was right there,
and her mother said, "Get Bat for me." I'd have been like, "What? Stomp. 8-count stomp."
Evil. If
like,
her mother was pleading, and she's like, "She's allergic to the sun." Oh my God.
Oh, let me put her out of her misery, because the sun is eternal for at least 5 billion more years.
He's evil. Please put in the comments if you would rescue Babette, or if you would murder her in front of her mother. Who's the evil one? But anyway, the film is great, and when I saw him cosplaying, I was like, that's really awesome, because I don't know how many people have seen Nightbreed, but I know I've seen it a lot, enough to know it almost by heart, because I have a problem. So shout out to the man dressed as Pinhead.
Yes.
The Phantasm Tall Man.
Yes.
He could not see in his bless his heart.
There were
He was
some
so
actors,
nice.
there were some cosplayers there with the original pieces, like
Yeah.
Dr. Spot.
Yeah.
Another one, I didn't get their name, took a picture with them.
Yeah.
Another little highlight of the show was the two that were running the booth, the fairy gremlin goblin.
Oh yeah, what booth? I don't even know what that was.
Man.
They were cool though.
They were very cool.
And they were like, "Come here." I was like, "No."
We took their picture.
I'll take your picture though. You're pretty awesome. And then of course the Hellraiser. She was supposed to be Kirsty. Yes. She had the box.
Oh, the Hellraiser demon from 2?
That dude said, "Is it a crawfish or a shrimp?" No, why are you here? No, he's not a crawfish or a shrimp.
Like, why? Like, if somebody made a movie with an evil crawfish or an evil shrimp, you deserve to have. I don't know who gave you money.
Right. To tell us movie, so we can make a movie.
So we can go to them and be like, yeah, we want to make a movie.
And then we live in
hand drawn on notebook paper in Sharpie pen, right. And we'll put that out. It'll be a flip book movie, and we'll pocket the rest.
Right, but I don't know if they made that themselves or if they bought that, but it looked just like.
It looked just like.
Oh my goodness!
It was, man.
And it even had the tiny.
It had the tiny arms and
I don't know how,
at the top.
How don't call it a nub. It's like a nub toenail. Like, but I don't even know how the guy or girl in there could see.
I was looking for that. So if you look at the picture, there's a spot where it's supposed to look like shadows. If you look closely, it's mesh.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So is like, and then I was staring at it and I could see him in there moving.
Okay. Yeah, so, it was great. Like I screamed when I saw them. That kudos to them. I don't know if they made that or if they bought it. I don't care. It was so hot in there, and you were dressed like a full-size toenail man. And it is hot in there with tiny arms. That is like woo. It is hot. So I mean, Kirsty, she chilling. She just holding a box.
She just didn't make up a wig and holding the box. If that even was a wig, probably was just her hair tossed around.
Yeah.
But you know, like
oh, shout out to Shaun of the Dead crew.
Yes, Shaun of the Dead was there. But like, yeah, man, horror fans are like they're into the most demented film genre there is. But they are the nicest fucking people.
They're so nice.
Like we were pulling in there at a park and a couple were leaving and they were like, yeah, follow us.
Yeah. Like honestly, if you think about it, every time we have gone, people have been super nice.
Super nice.
Everybody's like, hey, can you take a picture? I'm a stranger. I'm just standing here. Can you take a picture of me with blah, blah, blah? Sure. That girl was so excited to take a picture with the tall man. She didn't even unlock her phone. I was like,
she forgot to unlock her phone.
I'm holding her phone like.
She's like, that's the Witch King.
Right. She's like, I'm a hobbit. She was so excited. I'm like, can you unlock the phone? I can't take the picture. like people just walk up to you and ask you to take pictures and stuff. And like, everybody's just really nice. And I'm not going to be shady, but I don't get that at Comic Palooza.
You know,
it's not.
And those are my people at Comic Palooza. Like everybody's there to just walk around, take pictures of other cosplayers, and buy shit.
Yeah, but at Texas Frightmare, if you are a part,
people just talk to you there.
If you're a part of the chat, if you're a part of the chat and you follow them on Facebook, everybody like talks to everybody. There are people that came from Australia. Like, I mean, this is like turned into this worldwide thing. That's why I told you I knew it was going to be bigger, because I'm watching and the people are like, oh, I'm from Australia. And you get 70 comments of people like, oh, you should go here. Why don't you meet us there? I overheard a person talking to someone else. I was like, oh my God, you made it from out of town. I saw your post. Da, da, da. Like everybody's just so nice and friendly. Yes. And it's just so great to be around really nice people, you know? And nobody is like, you step on them and they look at you like they're going to kill you. Like, nah, it's like, oh, it's cool. And everybody's hot, but it's not a disrespectful hot, you know? like that. Sometimes at some of the cons, you get a little, this person has been here for a long time and they're irritated. But like these people are dressed up to the nines and they're hot, but they're not angry with you. No. And you can step on somebody's kid and you be like, oh, I'm sorry. They be like, it's okay. And people bring their kids. Yes. We were talking about that.
There was a lot of little youngins, little children,
just
dressed up in some of the movies. You'd be like,
Sam.
Like, y'all watched them?
Yeah.
Like they were dressed as Sam, There was some dressed as Leatherface. One little girl dressed as Carrie.
Yeah.
Had the blood, the wig, the dress.
And she was proud of her costume.
Like there was like people there, like watch some of the most violent horror movies you've probably ever seen or heard of. And they were all of less than a decade old.
Yep.
So,
loving it. Just this is where they were.
This is like, these are my people.
Right.
These are my friends.
And the last time that we were there, while I was waiting on him to do his autograph, I was sitting there and there was this little girl. She was no more than 4. Mm-hmm. And she walked up to a xenomorph, and the xenomorph, the guy, I know he was hot. The guy was like, am I going to scare her? Her mom was like, no, this was her idea. She wants to take a picture with you.
I knew that.
She asked me, and I was like, look at this beautiful little girl. She's everything. She's me. And she took pictures and posed with the xenomorph in several pictures. And she was so excited. She was like, Mommy, let me see. Like, there are some true little kid horror fans like myself. And I love it. I'm here for it. Not the kids that scared. But I don't ever really see any kids crying and scared there. Like normally they're like this, yay!
They're usually loud, happy, running around, trying to touch shit.
Yep. Yep. We didn't see any jigsaw.
Saw somebody carrying a jigsaw. Didn't see anybody dressed up as jigsaw.
Right. Because last time there was someone on a tricycle.
Yes, yeah. Someone was on a tricycle. It was a child on a tricycle, pedaling. Actually pedaling around on the actual
slowly
tricycle.
At that
slowly dressed as Jigsaw, and I'm like, I ain't got stamina for that.
Nope.
No sir.
I'm running over people. They gonna be mad.
Let my foot get caught one time. We carrying that shit the rest of the way.
The rest. Shout out to the Devil's Rejects group.
Yes.
They were cool.
They were.
I still want to cosplay one year as something. It's just something that's not as. But I mean, there are groups of friends. The last time we went, there was a group of friends dressed as characters from Nightmare on Elm Street 1. Mm-hmm. So Tina was in her body bag, and they had a Johnny Depp. They had Glenn with the short shirt, and Nancy. It was great, and I love that. I think that is really, really cool. So I really, really liked it. I'm curious as to what they're going to do next year, because I think this was the 10-year anniversary. I think. I don't see it on the paper, but I'm pretty sure it is, because that's why they had so many movies there. But I believe this is the 10-year anniversary. So I'm curious as what they're going to do next year as far as the theme and everything. Maybe we'll get to meet Doug Bradley, because everyone said that Doug Bradley is so awesome. For those who don't know who that is the original Pinhead, not the one in part 5.
You know who I would like to meet? Doug Jones.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. Well, he played a lot of characters. He was the Pale Man in, yes. He was also Abe Sapien in the Hellboy movies.
Oh, he
was. The blue guy.
Yeah.
Every time there's a monster or a character monster actor needed, they call Doug Jones.
He's quite slim.
He is very slim. They can put anything on him. And just Pale Man is fucking creepy.
Yeah.
But not scary. Creepy. I think creepy is worse than scary.
I do too. Because you're just what's happening?
Because creepy will unnerve you.
Yeah.
Scary will shock you.
And generally, creepy stares at you. Mm-hmm. And you're just like,
You're like just.
I'm trying to think who else would I want to see there other than Billy Zane.
I want to meet Sigourney Weaver.
Oh,
Jamie
absolutely.
Lee Curtis.
Oh my God, yes.
I
just don't know.
The Scream Queen. The Scream Queen. The final girl. Miss Jamie Lee Curtis.
I still want to meet Kane Hodder. I'm really sad because I really want to get a picture with him for my Nightmare. Oh no, sorry, Friday the 13th show.
Right, Sigourney Weaver, because she is the best sci-fi heroine to ever exist. Point blank. Period.
I still want this.
She wants to see somebody dressed as the little human xenomorph from Alien Resurrection.
He was so gross.
Where he was just juicy and he had the human twitchy nose.
He was so sad.
He was so sad, but he was so violent. He got sucked out that little hole and just turned to stew.
All of his little parts just flew out the back. But yeah, so hopefully next year we'll get to do this again and see some more new faces, maybe get some more autographs and stuff. Yes. I have no idea how they choose their people that come. I know that whichever one comes first, generally Monsterpalooza, Son of Monsterpalooza, Texas Frightmare, and a couple of others that I've seen just in passing, they kind of all have the same theme-ish. You know, so like Mr. Tom Savini.
Sex machine. And if you don't
I heard somebody say sex machine while we were walking around.
And if you don't know who Tom Savini is, he is the guy that had, for most of the 70s, Godfather, most of the late 70s and throughout the 80s and early 90s, did the special effects and makeup for many horror icons. He is
the godfather of sci-fi makeup.
And so if you're not into horror, the most obvious film you would have seen him in is the one with George Clooney.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn. And if you don't remember his character in there, he is Sex Machine, the one with the gun pistol on his dick. And so
he tends to die in the films that he previews in, but he made the original Jason Voorhees Boy in the Lake.
Yes. The original, the one, the kid jumping out of the lake onto the boat.
With the 3 strands of hair.
The one in the sequel with the face, that's him. When he fell down the mountain, he had 3 Homer hairs and just like that. Jason, that's him.
He also has a studio in PA, I think he told me.
Yeah.
And he teaches there occasionally.
Majority of the Friday the 13th Jasons, because even in the Friday the 13th game, he made an original one for that one.
Yeah, he did.
So, you know.
He is a master at sci-fi makeup. I had the privilege and absolute fucking honor of having a full conversation with him, showing him some of my sci-fi work. He actually
gave her a high praise, to put it simply. Talk about it. You are well on your way. This is very good.
He was so, and
you could tell by the look on his face, he was not joking or acting. He was like, this is like, he had shock.
Yeah.
And I was he was like, this is very good. You're well on your way.
Oh my God. Like I cried. Oh my gosh.
She didn't cry in front of him.
No.
But when we were walking away,
it's not. Because that is a lot. High praise from that type of a wonderful person. And like, he took my phone and was like, we'll take a selfie. And he's like, I'm 70. Where did I press the button? I was like, hey, this is the button. He's like, oh shit, come on. Like, he is so nice and so down to earth and awesome. So he normally is at Son of Monsterpalooza, Monsterpalooza. I think at Son of Monsterpalooza, they do something special for him. They have like a party night just for him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so one day in my life, I want to go to either Son of Monsterpalooza or Monsterpalooza.
We'll be there.
And that lady, the latex lady, was saying they were going to Monsterpalooza.
Yeah, because we'll have to go to LA because the con's there. We want to probably, like, not even LA, just also San Diego, Comic-Con. Gotta go there at least once. Gotta go.
Maybe Billy Zane will be there. But anyway, guys, that's a wrap for our wonderful experience at Texas Frightmare. We rarely have a terrible experience there. We're tired. Our legs are hurting.
My shankles are in pain. My feet bones are just...
It took us forever to walk to the car. Ooh. But like, we saw, shout out to the Ghostbusters.
Yes, the Ghostbusters were there, making sure they were motherfuckers kept in check.
Making sure Mr. Saxton isn't there.
That's correct.
Okay.
If he showed up, we were going to get to work.
We out.
And we were going to.
But we had a fantabulous time. If you are a big horror fan and you want to be around your people, Texas Frightmare is great. You can follow them on Facebook. You can follow them on IG. I follow them all. And like I said, you can make friends. It is hosted at a host hotel at this time. I cannot remember when they said the lease will be up because it has gotten so big. They're probably going to move it, but it's a really good time. It's a lot of good horror directors, authors. So there's people with books. There's all kinds of things to see that we didn't mention.
There were people there from with original comics. Some of them looked pretty good. I was looking at them. But I had spent my money for the day.
Yeah.
So
me too.
So I was looking at them like, well, I was gonna get one of them, but I was like, nope, I don't spend no more money. And they were like Handwritten Entertainment is the name of the publisher, I think. And there was one I was gonna get called Shark Squatch. Exactly how it sounds. It looks like a campy monster horror picture with a great white shark fused with Sasquatch eating children. And I was like,
you're here for it.
I'm here for it. Like
you got a little bit of Guillermo.
Yes, because one thing about Guillermo del Toro is he is going to kill a child.
That's right,
in his
and don't
movie.
care about it. Neither.
Don't care what you say about it.
And
either.
you're just gonna be sad. So there's that. That'd be nice if they had him.
Right?
Oh my God, his line
would be insane.
Yeah. But you just be sitting there like, well, we've been here since last Thursday. But it was a great time. If you ever want to go, I suggest highly go. Have fun, walk around, see what you see. Like I said, the T-shirt kings are great. They always are really nice and they always help. They are at all the cons that we've been to.
Yes.
And you can always find you a nice shirt, some good souvenirs and things of that nature. And like I said, everybody is so nice, so friendly, even down to the celebrities that are there, because we are all a horror family. Yes. So everybody loves everybody.
Yes. And the actors are like some of the dopest people you meet, because you got to be a special kind of actor to play a horror movie.
That's right.
Because you don't always get to transition out of that genre. So you cross different movies and different genres in the horror genre. But like you could even see some of the best actors in other movies can't hack it.
Yeah.
In the horror genre. Johnny Depp tried. He was in one. His part was small. He tried another. That movie was not good.
Which movie?
Or two movies. What was it? Well, three. From Hell. Remember he was chasing Jack the Ripper?
Yeah, no.
The other one was Secret Window, where he was running around from that one. And then the third one was he was that book writer and he was investigating Satan, that satanic cult.
What's the name of it?
The Ninth Gate or something like that.
I saw that in the theater and I fell asleep.
So like
I thought From Hell.
Leonardo. Of those three, From Hell would probably be the best one of them.
Yeah, no.
And Leonardo DiCaprio couldn't do it.
He was good in Shutter Island?
Shutter Island. Yeah. That's probably the only one he was good in.
I don't remember him in it.
But it's not an easy genre to do. Not. Or easy genre to get out of if you start doing it. Like the most famous person being Jamie Lee Curtis and Sigourney Weaver. But it's oh man, it is.
It's great though.
You can find if you don't like just traditional horror, there is subgenres for you.
There are for you to enjoy.
There's tons. Like, oh man, great ones.
Well, we're gonna have a separate pod just talking about horror.
Yes. And also, just to remind ourselves, the Black people that made it out of a horror film, we'll have to dig deep to see how far back, like if there was an original.
I think wasn't the black and white Night of the Living
There was somebody, the black and white, yes. Well, no, he died at the end.
Oh, he died at the end.
Remember, he was the last survivor of the people that were in the house. And when daybreak came, remember, he was hiding. And the people outside were mopping up the zombies. And they were like, somebody else is still in there. And he was about to say, hey, I'm here. And they just shot him through the window. So, but there's got to be somebody from the black and white film days that made
We're going to research it. We're going to have a full podcast about this. So we welcome you back to come and see our little horror, what is it? Ninja Banter.
Ninja Banter.
Yeah.
And also, yes, in the future, we will have another Card Chronicles reviews for Doctor Strange. We will
Can't wait.
It's going to be all three ninjas there.
Yes.
We're also going to do one for Jurassic World Dominion.
Absolutely.
Because our baby, the Giga, is in there, and we are going to be there to support him and the original JP crew. We're also going to do one for Comic Palooza, which we will be there in force, and we're going to have to talk about it. We're still cosplaying as the Craig of the Creek crew.
Oh, that's right. And Houston Horror Film Festival.
Yes.
We will do a Card Chronicles. Maybe we can grab
Kick Monkey.
Yeah. And see maybe if he would like to join us.
Yes.
Again, and just kind of talk about some things. So we got a whole bunch coming up, guys.
Yes.
A whole bunch.
Yes.
And
also, we're also going to have to do Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
With Michelle Yeoh.
Oh, and what's the con here? What's the next one in June?
Comic Palooza?
No, it's Fan Expo. Fan Expo in June in Dallas.
Okay.
We will be doing that as well.
All right. And so, we got some stuff coming up for you. If you haven't heard or if you haven't seen already, I built my gaming PC.
You did.
Finally built it. We will be playing more PC games.
Yes.
So,
and we will be incorporating TKG in our little gaming forays.
So shout out to Pandemoniums. Viking Prince, and Planet Nico.
Planet Nico, man.
And so she says that because he's gonna make her play some horror games.
He is.
And so
and hopefully soon we'll be getting our cameras so that you can see our reactions playing horror games.
Well, I just gotta get a green screen because you ain't gonna see the background.
And see, I have a green screen, no camera. We're all backwards.
But yes, so shout out to that. And so yeah, hopefully you'll stick around for us. And if you stay to the end of this video, just type in the comments what you thought. Here you go. Just type in a secret word, just marshmallow.
Why not?
Why not?
And let us know, like, what's your favorite horror film? Do you watch horror? Do you not like horror? Yes. Do you have any questions?
What's your favorite horror genre? Are you into the horror comedy, sci-fi horror, creature features, supernatural horror? Like, what do you like? Or do you just like pure vampire movies?
Hey,
whatever you like. Yep. Like, just let us know. But yeah, we'll be seeing y'all soon. And so she hosted. I'm gonna let her take it out.
I want to say thank you for listening to us. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed your stay here. Give us a like and a follow. Hit share. Tell your friends. Tell your friends to tell your friends. Tell your mommy, your dad, and them. Tell them to just give us a listen. My parents listen. Okay? And tell them to give us a listen. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. No, we don't have a Facebook.
We don't have a Facebook.
We don't have a Facebook. Anyway, give us a follow on all of those outlets and let us know what you think. Yep. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good evening.
Peace, everybody.